It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. I have been away, and then no, first we had something else. Then I've been away, but I'm back. Back. It's E3 week, of course. It's of course there's no E3, but it's still E3 week for everyone. So we have the Summer Game Fest happening in about 2 hours' time. So make sure that you tune in and see what is happening in the video games world. Other things of note, of course, you might have seen that Top Gun is selling tickets like hotcakes, and it's doing very well. It's a great movie. I have to say it's been a great experience to go back in the movies and see such a great movie. Uh, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a big disappointment. If I find someone who likes Obi-Wan Kenobi in this chat, I will gladly take a fight. And Mrs. Marvel is not bad at all. And Jurassic World is releasing this week and is going to make a lot of money as well. Of course, next week, the big release is Starship Troopers Terran Command. We have been working on this game for, what is it, like 4 years now. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a post-mortem after this and see what went wrong with with the game for taking so long to deliver. But I have to say that the game is a lot of fun. We are extremely proud of what we have achieved so far with Starship Troopers Terran Command. We have pre-sales, pre-orders going on our site. If you wanna check it out, there's a 10% discount on the game, and there's a nice countdown. Only 7 days, 1 hour, and almost 2 hours. 7 days and 2 hours to get the game and to actually play the game. The guys at Artistocrats have been super busy lately because there's been a lot of fine-tuning on all the missions. You might recall that we've done a demo a little while back and we got all the feedback. And after that, this week we started distributing, or last week, we started distributing codes to streamers, to content creators, to journalists and so on, so that when the game releases, there's content out there for everyone to gauge if they want to buy the game or not. And the feedback we had, the first kind of feedback we had was, the differences between the demo and the game we're playing now are huge, and we see that you've been working a lot on what we were asking to fix. So I think this is the main thing, right? And this is why we do this iterative process, and we try and fix things that the community and content creators think we should fix in the games, and we're proud of that. We're proud of taking our time to listen and learn and understand what is that makes a game better and a better experience. So we're getting there. We are there now. Thanks for following us, Orbreska, and I think that when the game releases next week, you'll see that. You've seen, the game is going to be out at $30. It's around 24 euros and 24 pounds and 26 euros or something on Steam. And we have, we're trying to sort of give a little bit of a boost to the game on our site as well, with pre-orders and a little bit of a discount, especially for those who are a little bit tricked by the exchange rate. What does the T-shirt say, Sasha Z-Dog? It says I still play with trains. It's what I do. I still play with trains. I'm 46 and I still play with trains. But everyone has his own little passions. Words by did a good review. Yes, I think Words by did a good review, and I take this opportunity to thank a few of our content creators. I wanted to show you like 1 minute of a selection of the content creators that started covering Starship Troopers, and there's a lot of them. There's quite a lot, and we have selected some of these that trying to sort of say something different about the game or play the game in a different way. So we'll start with Raptor, who played the game they did a couple of videos on the game.
And there they are to try to bait us out again. There they come.
Roger that.
Well, let's put engineers here. Riflemen shoulder to shoulder, please. Engineers, right flank. Defending the second line, 2 minutes 13 seconds remaining. Supplies being pulled back to the base. Man, dude, that base is badass. Troopers there, big O walls, big turrets, HMGs.
A unit has been promoted.
Hell yeah, brother. Woo! Barbecue time. Whoa!
Engineers.
Oh, the Scorpions. Fall back.
Engineers, follow me. Yes, sir.
Let them get close.
Sir. Roger that. Sir. Awaiting orders.
God, that's ugly.
Tell us what to do. What do you need?
Engineers, fall back.
Sir.
Ooh, that was close. Let the HMGs take care of them. Kill it before it lays eggs. Oh, that's great. All right, come on, you apes. Hit them with the big boom. Forward, mobile infantry. Get the hell out of there, boys. Woo!
Engineers report.
So you've seen this. I've seen a little bit of comments on Scorpions. I think there's kind of a lot of different types of bugs that you'll have to take care of, and I think one of the cool things is that everyone needs a little bit of a different tactic to sort out. So this was some Raptor. One video in French. You're probably gonna need to follow the images if you're not French, but Dan Field did an interesting run through the game. I think he did 2 or 3 videos on the game already. Go check him out. I think there's an interesting bit there as well.
Si, voilà.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it's a little bit of an advertising there. It's can you still play, or yeah, go back to it. Yeah, once you can. Or maybe play in the background, and then we can go back to it later. One thing I want to say about contributors, we picked 5, I think, that were that did something special or showed something interesting about the game. As I said, there's quite a lot of you guys that did quite interesting things, and one of the cool things about the game is although the game sort of tells you what to do and sort of leads you to progress in the different scenarios and missions, it does help that you can solve the missions in many different ways, and using different tactics, using different types of units and so on. So it's kind of up to you on how to, because the game is single player only and it's a campaign driven game. We wanted to make sure that every single scenario is a different experience as well. And one of the things is, and that we had as a feedback from a lot of content creators and media, was that there's a lot of love in design of those missions. Some of the missions are really cool experiences. They're not just kill bugs and such. It's just like an interesting challenge, but it's also well designed, well thought through, well narrated as well. So I think that's all down to kudos to Lucas and the Artistocrats for putting together something that's really showing the love and passion for the franchise. So can we still show Dan Fields, or are we moving to the next one? Okay, we show Dan Field. Okay, let's try with the French guy.
On va avancer. On va vers là-bas. Là. Je vais laisser du monde. Quoique, on a les défenses. On peut même mettre une 3e. Alors. J'ai pas le droit à une 3e? Ok. Celui-là souffre un peu. Tirez-les dessus.
Engineers here. Stash your
Alors.
tools and move out.
Toi
Engineers
et toi,
reporting.
vous restez là.
Affirmative.
Le reste,
Orders?
on attaque. Ouh, ok.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
J'utilise la hauteur pour tirer par-dessus les bâtiments. Parfait.
Engineers, move out.
Ok.
Look sharp, troopers.
Ah, il va falloir passer par là en fait.
Roger that.
Ouh. Non, on va se mettre là et on va leur tirer dessus.
Take out that bug nest.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Il essaie d'attaquer de cette distance, ok. Tu utilises ton carburant pour rien, bonhomme.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
Ouh.
So showing some use of elevation there, showing some different tactics on how to move your troops to sort of defend various positions, and avoid leaving any flank being exposed to arrival of bugs. One extra little note, of course, that's important for us is that Starship Troopers is the game. I've said this before, I think, but this is the game we had more wish lists on ever on Steam. There's over 300,000 people wish listed the game, so just anticipating release of the game next week. So we got to deliver on that, and it's showing the interest for the franchise. It's also showing the interest on what we're doing with the IP, and that's another sort of source of joy for us. When we started working with franchise, with licenses, we've done with Warhammer, we've done it with with Battlestar Galactica, and we're now doing it with Starship Troopers. We'll do it with other IPs in the future. The goal we have is really to use that IP, in a way that works with some gameplay that we have in mind. So it's just not like a piece of merchandise. We really want that the fans of the IP to love and to play the game and love it. And sometimes what we do differs from what people expect, or differs from what you think you want from a franchise. But it's all coming from the fact that take an IP and make a game out of it, make a strategy game out of it. You really want to use that IP to reinforce aspects of a game that you like. So, for instance, one of the things that is, has been a criticism on Starship Troopers, there's no base building, it's very limited amount of, this kind of gameplay, but that's really down to the fact that we really wanted to make sure that the Starship Trooper IP was fully exploited, and we didn't want to sort of water it down to use classic RTS mechanics to just please the RTS fans, but at the expense of the franchise itself. So that's one thing that we really wanted to make sure not to fall as a trick that you always try and please a vast amount of people, and by doing that you do a little bit of something and you mix it with a little bit of something else, and it just doesn't work. So just really focus on something that's virtually working very well, and that's why we choose that option for the game. And some will say just that's something that I miss from the RTS, but that's absolutely something that we understand. Next video we have is from Remy from Twitch, so let's hope for no advertising, but we'll see what happens.
Guys, blow the barrels! Nice! Hit these pack guys with a grenade. Drop the incendiary as well. Beautiful stuff.
I have HQ, sir. On the move. Roger that.
Alright.
Command didn't give us enough troops to keep the whole sector secured. Use gun turrets to support both defensive and offensive operations.
Damn straight. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Hey, that's a lot of them. Hit him with an incendiary.
Roger that.
Oh, Jesus.
Comms base is operational, sir.
Oh my god, yes, I have the turret here. Nice. Hey, bro, you need to defend yourself. Oh god, I need to save that turret, actually. That turret's super important.
Sensors are picking up new bug hives.
Fuck. Hit him with a nade.
We've got a unit under attack.
Yeah, bro, I know. Shit's getting bad on all fronts. I require an ammo dump to build that. I don't have one of those yet. Can I build one here? No, I just can't build an ammo dump.
Sir.
Or maybe I need to capture one? Maybe. Alright. So I reckon I can
Unit
keep...
has been promoted, sir.
I think I can keep the split push up for now.
Move out.
What we'll
do you
do...
need? Sir.
These guys are good. Let's switch them to the,
Yeah, so here it was really about, you know, trying to show some sort of the variety of stuff that you can do on a map, and change of objectives whilst you go. So once you've got an objective at the start of the mission, something can change, something can, you know, the objectives as you go can change. The other thing is, you know, the maps are big. You can, you know, you'll have to split your units and, you know, send someone doing something and someone else doing something else. It's not only about moving forward and exploring. There's a lot of different tactical objectives you end up having in different missions as you progress. There's different settings and scenarios. I've seen a comment earlier on which, you know, fits for this slice of the commented. You know, are you planning any DLC? Well, that's a good point, and we're looking at it's not as in a Warhammer game or, you know, in any other, you know, game done with factions. You know, we don't have the option of going, hey, let's add another faction. That would be great. You know, what we want to do is just create this nice, well thought through, well narrated experience, a story experience, and then if the game works, then we will add a bit more of this story experience in, you know, in another setting, or, you know, going forward with the story and so on. But you know, this is not a modular game. It's not something that, you know, you just add bits and pieces and and create new tactical maps in turn-based fashion. You know, creating a scenario on Starship Troopers requires a lot of time, a lot of balancing, a lot of testing. So if we do DLCs in the future, they will have to be well crafted to fit with what the base game is. Co-op DLCs. There's other things that, thanks to the question Constant Warfare, a very good point there. We have other options. We have other options for features, for new game modes, for other things that we think might fit best with either, you know, a mix of paid for and free, you know, content, or only free new features. So we'll have to see how the game works, but, you know, and what people request, because there's going to be a lot of different, hey, I'd like to have this or that, or, you know, it's almost like an open, you know, blank canvas, and we want to listen to all the players, and hopefully there will be a lot of players giving a lot of different feedback, but, you know, some solid indicators of what you guys want from the game. A translation patch. I think the game's already coming in a few different languages, but it's definitely something we can address, absolutely. And I'll come to the questions about other games later. Rebus Polski about specifically for Panzer Corps and for other games. I've seen combat mission questions as well. The next video I'm going to show is from Twitch. It's from 2D Kiri, and again, kind of another angle on the game.
And the first turbine. Hi Max and welcome. I mean, that depends on what you think is the best sci-fi movie, right?
Orders?
All
Yes,
depends.
sir. Engineers here.
Group number 2.
Sir.
Alright, let's go over here.
Move out.
I've never used an explosive barrel before. They exist, just haven't used them yet. Boom bundle are explosives, yes, but with a very short fuse.
Roger that. Affirmative.
I want to try suppression. Suppose that worked.
Awaiting order then.
Don't stand in your way,
Troopers.
please.
Sir, on the move.
Okay, there are more here. But there's also supplies. Yeah, I can build something. I suppose I can build something here. It's called delivery platform, but I think it works. There's a bug lair. We're gonna get this one. While over here, this is working beautifully. Pretty sure we don't need this one. But that's fine. There's no use in no use in destroying it right now. Bug lair, would you mind? Good. You think this mission was also in the demo back then? I haven't played it, so I don't know how many missions there were in the demo. Alright, NGs. Go here. The rest, we are taking over the radio post.
Sir, additional supplies are now available.
And should there be bugs attacking me?
So nice to see there. I mean, this is an interesting video for two reasons. One, it's it's a joy to see girls playing our games, and we'd love to have more content creators like Chidikiri, play our games and enjoy our games, explain our game to an audience that's not our core audience. She does a lot with interacting with the audience and taking advice on how to do and how to play the game. And also, this is a good example of using different units for doing different things. That's another thing, and I think this is very much down to Lucas and Artistocrats. Coming back from coming from the Order of Battle background. Where we had the specializations, and Lucas is very much a designer of creating unique units doing unique things, and it's happening with the bugs, with the Federation. I think it works very well because it just fits very well with the canon. And one of the things I've seen on the comments, it's like this is real-time strategy or real-time tactics game. I think it's both, and in a way, it's a real-time strategy game because really this is what the market calls these games, and RTTs are more games like Desperados and what Stargate will be in the sort of genre definition that the market is currently using. So what we're calling internally is that Stargate is more of an RTT, that's more of an RTS, but I get your point. It does make sense that it's it is more of a tactic game that doesn't have like an overall war, strategic war objective, and that's perfectly understandable. I get that, and I absolutely understand, and I think it's a very valid point. There was a question about pure movie canon. So what about animated movies? Well, Starship Troopers Terran Command draws from all sources. There's of course the main thing, because the game, first mission is Klendathu, and then you go to Kwalasha, new planet, and so on. But then units taken from other movies, units taken from I think the RPG as well. So at some point, so we tried to sort of take from all different bits and pieces, because we needed this variety of units. So Starship Troopers really lands into the canon, as in taking from all the different places and products that have been released over time. I'm going to come to Combat Mission later, Massey. Thanks for reiterating the question, because I know you care a lot about it, and there's progress on that. So I'll let you know. The last video I have is from Helping Hands, and this is an interesting one because Helping Hands is like super sort of world champion of I think Company of Heroes. So he's an RTS player. He knows what he's doing with the game. And again, great words from him for how the game came together. So let's take a look at this.
Hold against this fucking crazy wave of enemies. What the fuck, man?
We've got a unit under attack. A unit has been promoted, sir. We've got a unit under attack.
Sir. Yes, sir. Squad ready. Away.
Sir, arachnids are disrupting one of our bases.
This way.
We've got a unit under attack. A unit has been promoted, sir. Sir, arachnids are disrupting one of our bases. We've got a unit under attack. Sir, arachnids are disrupting one of our bases.
Shit.
We've got a unit under attack. We've got a unit under attack.
Sir, roger that.
Yeah, lots happening there. There's sort of it was a good clip to finish it, so that you understand what's happening when things go a little bit out of hand, a little bit out of control, but gives you an idea of what this is. I think midway through the game, or even not. So the game is pretty long, and the later missions are pretty chaotic. So you'll have a lot of that coming as you progress towards the game. I had I've seen a comment from Edmund. Edmund will be with us back in Italy next week. We are going to do a launch event for Starship Troopers, where we'll have a special tea time that will dive into more details about Starship Troopers, the launch, and so on. Still same time and such. And then Alberto, Edmond, and Julia will be playing and commenting on the game next week on Thursday around 6 p.m. our time, so 5 p.m. UK time. Will be guests at the Red Bull Gaming Zone. We're pretty excited about it, and we're going to broadcast from there. It's going to be an interesting afternoon to show you some more gameplay footage, show you stuff that you haven't seen before, and you'll have to stick with us for a longer time, because there's going to be a lot of interesting things to see. So when the game will release, around 6 p.m. on Thursday next week. We don't have an exact time, but it's going to be around that time. So if you pre-order the game will automatically unlock when the game releases. And just make sure you join the band and give us your feedback again. That's what we need for Starship Troopers. So that's something that we definitely want you to give us feedback. More stuff I just want to cover. I'll go slightly longer today, because there's a lot of things to say, and some questions I still have to answer. I understand that. So we have a sale running on the Matrix and Slitherine site. It's the traditional D-Day sale we have been having for. It's a traditional D-Day sale. This is the 5th year we're having the D-Day sale. It's happening. There's up to 90% off on the majority of the World War II games in the catalog. So it's quite a lot of games. And you can take full advantage of it until the end of this week. Remember that, just not to mention, one game, random game, but War and East 2 is on a 30% discount until the end of the week if you want to take advantage of that promotion. There's a lot of beta tests going on, new ones open. Then the beta test for Order of Battle Allies Victorious has been opened. This is the third in the series of the Allied trilogy, and basically it's starting from Normandy landing and up until the end of the war. There's 14 scenarios. If you're a big fan of Order of Battle, just make sure you grab it and subscribe to the beta and take a chance of being added to some early gameplay for this last bit of the Allied trilogy. Another game that is on beta is also beta. You can subscribe to the beta. Is Strategic Command American Civil War. We have announced. I think today or something. I think it was today we've announced, or yesterday we've announced the game. This is the fourth Strategic Command game. I'm super happy about this game for 3 reasons, really. First of all, this is a game that comes straight out of the modding community. It's just something that started as a mod and then Bill and Hubert got involved in finalizing the game and taking it to the market and so on. So I'm super happy because every time this happens, every time something that's coming from the modding community becomes a game that's commercially viable and has a chance to get to the market, that makes me happy, because this means that we work together even more than just receiving feedback. We just receive content and we work together to deliver the game. So these are a few screenshots of the game that you can find on the Matrix site as well. There's a Discord server to subscribe to as well, and you can already sign up to the beta and make sure that you save your place in the beta for this game. There will be a preview event on Tuesday next week. We don't know the time yet, so make sure that you tune in on Monday to check out the Twitch schedule. And this is going to be the first foray of the game on Twitch for us, and hopefully not the last. It's going to be an interesting approach to release the game, which is coming at the end of this month, beginning of July. I don't know. I think it's the 30th of June, but that's not a date that's set in stone right now. It's not far away, though. It's absolutely not far away. The game features 6 campaigns. There's of course the whole Civil War, and of course from 61 to 64. There's lots of new technologies and new types, of course, because that's American Civil War is a subject that's not being touched by any Strategic Command game in the past. And we'll have riverine warfare as well. There's river vessels and so on. It's an interesting, new strategic challenge we've added to the game. So again, this is another one you can subscribe to beta. There's quite a lot of games on beta right now. There's Master of Magic. There's this Order of Battle Allied Victorious. There's Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm. There's more. I can't even remember all of them. So make sure that you go to slitherine.com/beta or matrixgames.com/beta, because there's a lot of opportunities to try out and give us feedback on existing games that have been announced and not released yet. We need you. And more. I have more news that's on Valorant Victory. We finished the last tournament. I think it was called the Stalingrad Assault tournament. We are soon going to open a new tournament for signups. It will be a very short tournament with 2 rounds only. And because on Valorant Victory, what we're doing, we've got a big plan for releasing more content towards the in the year. We have other things we're experimenting with on the game, so we want to sort of keep the activities going. So if you're into it, if you're not into it, just buy it. It's not expensive at all, and it's a great game and a lot of fun. And we need people to play in tournaments, because they're just a lot of fun, and what we see from the feedback is whoever's participating in the tournaments just having a load of fun. All right, so on the questions, coming to the questions very quickly. Combat mission. On combat mission, the first beta tournament is going to be announced super soon, very, very soon. So that's our first step into freeing the team's time to finish up Normandy. So once the tournament system is clear and working and the point system works, the first tournament I think is going to be on Cold War. We'll test that. If that works fine, the team's going to implement it on the different versions, and that's when Normandy will release. So we're not far. We've got the summer ahead. We should probably fix everything in the summer, and so Normandy is likely to release before the end of the summer or towards the end of the summer, August, September, September most likely. That's how we are set for that. When will Slitherine release its next dinosaur title? What's a dinosaur title? You mean a monster war game like War in the East, Constant Warfare? I think that's what you're referring to, right? Before you answer, Gary Grigsby is working on, well, the 2x3 team is working on new material, that's for sure. We're going to announce that soon. A game with dinosaurs. We don't have any plan for a game with dinosaurs. Remember that the first Slitherine game, the very first Slitherine game, before it was called Slitherine, like it's Slitherine now, was a dinosaurs title. If you can get that, dig that out, you win a prize. Then other questions we had were on Panzer Corps, AO Axe Operation stuff. I don't remember exactly. On Panzer Corps, work is ongoing. We're super active. We've got a new AO title, Axe Operation title, coming before the end of the year, and there's also Pacific coming up. So the team is active and working. Thank you for following us. Exhumed. Does the Starship Troopers team support many languages? Yes, they do. The game is in English, French, German, Spanish. I think it's also in Chinese, in other languages. If you go on the product page, there's a list of all the languages we support. And we're planning to do more in the future if things go well. Ciccio Gran Pasticcio, Battle of Britain. The game on Battle of Britain is progressing. We'll have news about it during the summer, end of the summer. We've got announcements for that. This is the game called Scramble. Will you develop more OOB DLCs? Hint, don't. We don't know yet. Order of Battle is still thriving. There's quite a lot of stuff that's potentially being covered, but right now we're focusing on finishing Allied. Tyrannosaurus Tex, yes, that is Constant Warfare. Yeah, so this is it. I think that I've done 8 minutes more than usual, so I'm sorry for dragging that on for a long time. So don't forget, next week the release of Starship Troopers, the 14th. On Tuesday we'll have the first stream for Strategic Command American Civil War with the guys at Furysoft participating in the stream, hopefully being in the chat to answer all your questions. Question is, Starship Troopers, can you let Sniper and alike prioritize enemy long-range units automatically? I don't have a clue, Twitch 8567, but I'm pretty sure you can ask that question on Thursday next week during the stream, because the developer and the producer of the game will be there, so they'll be able to answer that question. It's a bit too techy for me, but I'm sorry I couldn't answer the question. But yeah, I hope it doesn't it is not unanswered for a long time. Someone's in Italy next Thursday. There will be an AMA on Wednesday. You're right, Edmund. There's an AMA on Wednesday about Starship Troopers. So ask the question there. Maybe you'll get an answer. And that's it, guys. I've been too long today, but thanks for following us so far. And make sure that you, you stay in touch, because there's a lot happening in here, and almost too much. You see, I'm tired. I don't think I'm going to survive this. Thank you very much for following us. I'll see you next week, guys.